the Minnesota Timberwolves are a dumpster fire team. Let's fucking talk about it. Hey, yo, what's up? It's your boy EYESO. Typical YouTube shit. Like and subscribe. Let's get back to the topic. Timberwolves, they recently fired their GM. His name was Gerson. Fuck, I can't remember his last name. He's not going to have a job anymore, so who cares? Rosas. See, I'm a professional. I remember last names. Anyways, Gerson Rosas. And let me say off the jump. So the first thing that came out is apparently there was a photo or something that came out. He kissed an employee, so there's an alleged affair. And I totally understand any business if you have the boss man. Like, I'm sorry, if you're a manager of a Wendy's and you're fucking your employee, like, no, power dynamic, that's just not okay. Okay? Maybe if you're just like the assistant manager or something. But even then, you're in a professional team where you're handling hundreds of millions of dollars. And that's just on the players' end. I don't know how much the GMs make. It's probably way more than that. But the fact of the matter is, you're in charge of a lot of stuff. You got to be professional. So I totally understand that, like, that comes out. They want to get away with that from that. However, it's also come out in reports that this was just like the straw that broke the camel's back. They were already just looking for an excuse to fire him. Apparently, they didn't like when he traded andrewwiggins and a draft pick for D'Angelo Russell. But here's the thing. That happened a while ago. And also, he's only been a GM since 2019, so it's not like he's had a long time to really make an imprint or to judge the moves he made. And also, why did you let him go through pretty much the majority of the offseason, draft your players, make trades or not make trades potentially, and do all of this, and then right before the season starts, now you fire him? Apparently, Karl-Anthony Towns, before like info dropped on the reason why, he was tweeting and he was like, "What the fuck, man?" And it's like, when your star players is blindsided by the fact that you fired your GM, that's not a good look. And I think it is just a clear indicator of a bad team when you are cycling through your front office, whether that be a GM, a coach. GM's way worse because he's in charge of everything. When you get a new GM, now you have to figure out what the pieces they like, what they don't, and they're on a shorter clock. Who knows what's going to happen now with them? I just don't think it's a good look at all. I totally get why they fired him, but if there was as many of these problems that were so clear-cut that they didn't like before, should have cut him before the really scandalous thing comes out. Like, it's just terrible. The next thing I want to talk about, and this is what's really concerning to me, because it's going to affect multiple teams, and I really don't know if there's an answer for it. It's just a shitty situation, and that is, so the NBA, they pretty much came out and they mandated like all staff members and everything. They got to get vaccinated, yada, yada. But they were not forcing players to. They were strongly recommending it, but they weren't forcing it. However, NBA teams, they still have to follow whatever city or, you know, state like rules that they have in effect. So you have some places, for example, New York, Golden State, where their counties and whatnot have mandated that if it's over a certain amount of people, you have to be vaccinated to be inside the building. It's not, oh, you can have a negative COVID. No, you have to be vaccinated. So with that, you have players who have not gotten the vaccine. And in that scenario, for example, two of the players that I'm going to be talking about here, Kyrie Irving and Andrew Wiggins. So two very premier players on their teams. Kyrie more than Andrew Wiggins. They can't play for a minimum of 41 of the 82 games. And they're all home games. Could you imagine that? Like, you just bought your own Kyrie Irving jersey. You're so excited. Season tickets. He's your favorite player. And nope, he can't play any fucking home game. And on top of that, he's going to miss more than just those 41. Because what about when Brooklyn goes to face Golden State? That's a premier matchup. That's probably going to happen multiple times. He can't play when he's over there because the same rules apply. I don't know how many cities it's going to be like that, but more than you would think. And that's going to be massive if you're missing out on Kyrie Irving or Golden State Warriors. Andrew Wiggins does matter. It doesn't matter if you're getting Clay back. You still need talent around you. And these are, and so the interesting thing, it came out, apparently Andrew Wiggins applied for exemption by religion or whatever. And at first I thought like that was his excuse or whatever. But no, it was basically for them to allow him to not get the vaccine, but still play as an exempt because of his religion. And the NBA denied him. Not like the county of, you know, Golden State or anything. No, the NBA themselves were like, no, we're not accepting that. And then, so I don't know, this raises the questions, do they forfeit their salary for that? Because, like, I don't think that's fair for the teams. And I get to the whole, like, oh, you know, this is like you're forcing players. I'm sorry. You can pay $30 million. They got people over here at Walmart who barely making $12 an hour, and they're getting told they have to get vaccinated or get a test every 2 weeks. And God knows they can't afford that. So they're having to get the vaccine. Like, it's just the responsible thing to do at this point. And this is not me trying to go on any vaccine rant or anything like that. But you can pay $30 million a year. You got to do what you got to do to fucking play. And you're telling me you never take a cortisone shot because you don't know what's all in that. There's been reported deaths of people getting those and dying. People aren't... Again, I'm not trying to go on any rant or whatever about all of the vaccine shit because everyone's going to have their own fucking opinion. But the fact of the matter is the NBA is very liberal. That's always been a known thing. It's probably one of the more liberal sports in, you know, all of America. You should have been prepared for this. You should have known that that was what they're going to lean because they have to look out for the best interests. At the end of the day, they're a business. They can't afford to have a whole team being shut down because a player isn't vaccinated and risk everyone for COVID. And now this, like, you think, you know, Wendy's is losing out on money when they have to shut down a week because of a COVID outbreak? Imagine an NBA team. I think they were saying just to do the bubble, it cost them $1 million a day. And they did that just so they can make money. Imagine you're not doing anything because the whole facility shut down. It's just, it's a business move. And at the end of the day, they have to protect their assets. I'm curious to see if we're going to hear about any other high-profile players who have refused the vaccine. Because if I recall, Bradley Beal, he dropped out of the Olympics because the Olympics, they wanted the vaccine shot and he didn't want to get it. And I believe there were a couple other players. So I wonder if they've changed their stance because the Olympics is one thing, but playing in the NBA is another. And it's not something I'm excited for. I don't have a good answer because at the end of the day, the NBA is just trying to follow their county rules and protect their business. But also I get if someone, you know, they don't feel comfortable with it. I'm not going to hate on that. I think it's being a little selfish and dumb because they're paying you millions of dollars and shit. I'll do it just so I can go to concerts. But that's just me. I don't know. I'm worried for the NBA, but I'm still so excited for the season to start. Love y'all. Good day, gang. I'm out.